Good morning, people. This is David J. Price, and I'm here with
Bernardo Ansel.
You are listening to the Lottery of Life podcast,
where we go into depth on how men across the world can improve their lives through the three main areas of life,
which are finances, personal development, and overall general fitness. So if you're ready to go on a journey to mental improvement, then relax and have a seat because you are at the right place. Good morning and welcome to episode 2 of the Lottery of Life podcast. This is your host, David J. Price, with my co-host,
Bernardo Ansel.
And here at the Lottery of Life, we start every episode with a quote or a motivational piece to get your mind rolling. So, Nard, let me get that quote.
The quote of the day is, "There comes a time when a man must look at himself in the mirror to judge himself instead of waiting to be judged by others." Louis Litt.
Louis Litt. Okay. What do you think he was trying to portray with that quote?
What I think he was trying to portray in that quote is, at the end of the day, everybody's gonna judge you off of what you do. Everybody's gonna have their opinion of who you are. But there comes a time that you need to make up your own opinion on who you want to be or the type of person you want to be. Do you want to be a bad person? Are you okay with doing bad things? Do you want to be a good person? How do you want to be remembered? How do you want your legacy to be remembered?
Yeah.
So what about you? What do you think he's trying to say?
I think that was really it was referring to like your character as a man or as a person. Like, at the end of the day, like you said, people are always going to judge you. But when he said basically there comes a time where you must look in the mirror and judge yourself as opposed to waiting to be judged. It's like a lot of things that you do or a lot of things that people do is like they're doing it only because they know somebody looking at them, or they're doing it because it's like, they want to receive a certain type of judgment from people, so they do a certain type of thing. But at the end of the day, what's going to help you the most is when you actually judge yourself and do your actions accordingly.
Because I remember back, every time I was in school, it was a guy who used to always say, because sometimes I'd be in ISS, he used to always tell me, man, the true character of a man is what you do, not when others are watching.
Yeah,
is when nobody's watching.
When nobody's watching.
That's the true character of a man. Can you still do right when I'm not watching? Are you gonna do right when I'm here and I got my eyes on you and I'm supervising you? And that's the only time you're gonna do right, or are you gonna do right all the time?
Yeah.
So
for sure, that's something that they really touched on a lot in the military. Like when I was in the U.S. Guard, the Air National Guard, that's basically it was service before self, excellence first, and I think character in all that we do. No. Okay, excellence in all we do, service before self, and integrity first, right? And when they talked about integrity first, they will always hit that with character. And integrity is what will you do? What will your character reflect when nobody's watching? So
exactly,
I definitely agree with that, man. But let's get right into it because I definitely have some things I want to talk about. Number one, Soulja Boy coming out with his own game console.
He coming out with a game, man. That's crazy, man. So, what do you think about that in the beginning?
I ain't gonna lie. So I just came across this probably a couple of days ago, and he really caught my eye because he was talking about getting bought out or possibly selling it for like $140 million, like the CEO of Square.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like nowadays, when I hear entertainers, people say stuff on social media, it goes one ear and not the other. Cause like, you start realizing a lot of celebrities, they do things for like attention, or they say things like sometimes the numbers be there, but they be off. Because like, how much you say he said he sold it for?
100. Well, he in the process of selling it for $140 million.
He's okay. You familiar with business terminology? There's gross and that there's gross, net income, and profit.
Right.
He probably brought that in, but he probably spent like maybe 120, or maybe you never know.
Well, no, he's saying like they gonna basically buy the rights, or you know what I'm saying, like it's a deal where he came up with a what's the word I'm really looking for though, like a I guess a trademark type thing. Like he gonna own, he's selling over the patent. That's the word I'm looking for, the patent. He's selling the patent itself for like $140 million. So he wouldn't have to do no work.
I don't think that's what it is. It's definitely something deeper to that, bro. Because Soulja Boy, I feel like the name possibly, but no, I don't think that he's making that.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know,
I'm gonna be honest. Until the deal falls through, I'm not gonna believe it. Just from the things that I know, it's highly unlikely. Like,
so you saying there's still a lot of undetermined factors that may,
of course, because like I be telling you, like I just said, like nowadays, especially the entertainment industry, that's what it is. It's entertainment. People say things or like they do different type of things to get you to get conversation started. So at the end of the day, he could possibly be having something going on. I definitely feel like he has a game coming out, but I feel like what he's doing, like he's probably like getting stuff from Alibaba, and then just he's probably outsourcing it, and like just slapping his name on it, because that's basically what everybody's doing now.
Let me see. Have you seen it?
I think I heard a little something about it, man.
But have you seen the product? Like, what it look like?
No, I haven't seen the product.
All right,
it looks like a Game Boy.
It looks similar to like a Game Boy. It looked like a Game Boy slash a thick ass calculator, really. But wait. So it's a screen on there. So it's a gaming console with itself, like what's that Wii shit, like a little sliding thing, like that. But you also can use it for all your social medias. So like Instagram, YouTube, Snap, and stuff like that. So I think, I ain't gonna lie, this shit look hard. Bro. Like, I think it may be something, when I say it look hard, like I think it may be something that people really use in the future, especially with the age that we at and the content creators. This it's shifting towards that. I think this may be something that's hot, bro. I ain't gonna.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't think it's gonna be hot. Let me tell you the reason why I don't think it's gonna be hot. Are you familiar with the PSP?
Of course, hell yeah.
That's basically the same thing. You're describing a PSP, and but think about it, like Nintendo's that like the time has shifted. Nobody's doing like handheld games. I feel like that's why it's unbelievable that what you said, Sony.
No, it's Square.
Nintendo, Square.
Square
is not about to pay $100 million for that. Just I don't think that.
Look, he said.
Listen. If you're the CEO of Square, and then
like the vice, I think it was the vice president.
If you're the vice president of Square, if you're the CEO of Square, you see somebody did a deal with Soulja Boy for $100 million, and you see that on your books, you're about to strike.
Well, I mean,
you about to throw him out the window.
It could be a good investment.
It's
but
not.
Look,
I don't think it is.
I do want to say that he said the Facebook. He said the CEO of Square. He also said like the vice president of Google or some shit. And I believe it, bro, because only reason I say I believe it because I seen it, and like the nigga, he not dumb. I say this at the end of the day, bro. Soulja Boy is dumb. Soulja Boy, he can come off a certain type of way of like how he put himself out there. His appearance.
He's an entertainer though.
But he is an entertainer, but I won't discredit his mind at the end of the day. Like the dude not no dummy.
No,
so I think
not a dummy.
So I do have reason to believe that he gonna make the right plays because like even watching him explain the situation and stuff, he said he got one offer first for $100 million from some nigga from Google. Then he said Square, they followed up with $140 million. So he's like, that's the one that, and he's like at first, and I'm just explaining how he said he's like my first thought was I ain't gonna sell this shit, and then. After I talked with my team and shit like that, then he just kind of explained the situation. Now, mind you, it's the same nigga who said 4 niggas broke in his house and he turned it to Rambo. Goddamn. And he drew down on it, took off the mask. I knew the nigga. I shot his ass.
But still, though. Boy is entertaining. Like, he's an entertaining character. He plays his role. He's entertaining.
That's a fact. So
you know what I'm saying? So that's his job. But I'm not stupid either. I'm not a goofy. I'm not. Come on, man. Like, I'm just put your mind. Okay, put your mind in the mind of a CEO of Square, right? You know that game like handheld gaming is dying out. Who now still has because everybody has iPhones and stuff like that. Like you could download just about as good of a game on iPhones.
As soon as you download a game on your iPhone, that's a handheld gaming system.
Basically, that's what I'm telling you. So with the death,
so everybody use it on mobile gaming systems.
So basically, if anything, you'll try to get on something. If it's like a software on the phone, that makes sense. But like a something that you buy like a actual handheld game system, it's not gonna work. Just the phone, just because of the phone. Like somebody might buy it just to say, hey, I got like if he makes it really rare, I could see like he only make like 20,000 of them, and then he sells them for like a real high price, and then like it could be like a collectible item.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
That may be a
but
play.
Like to say that you're about to go out here selling like another PSP or another Nintendo's, like I think Nintendo's, they're still. People still playing, but like real gamers, but it's a collectible item.
Nah, think about it. What you saying? I mean, the point you brought up kind of just it makes it look. Well, his gaming thing is really like a Nintendo phone type shit. It's a Nintendo Switch that you can call.
But I'm saying it's not. But it's not a phone. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh
it
yeah,
make sense.
It's a game.
Yeah, if I'm the CEO of Square, if I see somebody did a deal for 120 or 140 million with Soldier Boy for a game console, a handheld game console, I'm about to throw you out the window.
I got you, bro. I think
what would you do?
The only reason, okay, so you said put your mind in the mind of the CEO. And now, if I'm in the mind of the CEO, right, being that I'm already the CEO of a very, very successful company, I want to gain as many assets as I can. I want to, whatever I can get rewarded from inputting a little, like I want my return on investment on anything I do to be as high as possible. That's just period. So if I see a potential deal, if I have reason to believe off of looking after him giving the proposal and giving the the plan structure, whatever, if I'm looking at this and I think that it can generate some type of revenue that's higher than 140 million, I'm telling you, you said put yourself in the mind of the CEO. I'm telling you, the mind of the CEO, if their return on their investment, if they believe that return is going to be 2x, 3x higher than whatever that investment is, they're going to take it. So,
but you're not putting, yourself in the mind of a CEO. If you're the CEO of Square and I walk in, I say, "Hey, David, I just did a deal with Soldier Boy for 140 million for a handheld game system." You'll be like, why? Right? And then I'll say, "Hey, because I feel like it's good." But I'm saying 140 million. Because you don't think I overpaid?
That's shit.
You don't think I highly overpaid? Because it's still a risk at the end of the day. You know, you're the CEO of a gaming company. Handheld games systems have died out. Like they're basically dead. They're not dying out. They're dead. Look, I'm saying with the PSP, they're not making them no more. I know Nintendo still makes little sometimes now. I think they got like the Switch, but I mean they're not really selling like.
Oh, you talking about like they had the DS at first?
Yeah, like I'm saying, but those are for kids. They don't really sell. They don't bring in no money. And you telling me you just did a deal with Soldier Boy for 140 million? Like you just spent 140 million of company money and just gave it away and said, and then think about it. You bought out the whole company, so now we have to go do the work. He's not. You know what I'm saying? So. Does that make sense? You're not gonna throw me out the window. You're not.
I would definitely interrogate the hell out of you as to why you did that, and if it didn't add up, your ass getting thrown out the window for sure.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I agree with that, but
it don't make sense.
I got you. It don't make sense until it makes sense. That's what I'm gonna say. Because the thing about it is, everything you saying is a possibility, but you must also keep into account that it is a equal possibility that this shit may.
It's not an
every coin got two sides. You dig what I'm saying? So,
it's not an equal possibility because Soldier Boy. It's not. I feel like he's not telling you the full story. Like it's probably something around there. I feel like it's like a different deal. Like they probably say something like that. I don't know, but there's no way. I will not believe that the CEO of Sony approved and say, "Hey, I'm about to give Soldier Boy 140 million for a handheld game console."
All right, well let's wait 5 years and see.
We don't even have to wait 5 years. We could wait like a year. Matter of fact, we'll do an update on this. We can wait a year. I'm gonna look into it because I know good and well Soldier Boy, I know good and well Square is not about to pay that type of money for man. Any logical business? Nah, that doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make sense.
Let's wait and see. But look, something else I wanted to get into, man. Because we want to make sure we're giving these tips to the community. I think, one thing I know is as a man, just growing up, like one of the most important things that's going to not only keep you out of trouble, but really just keep you alive and help you gain your success is having the ability or the skill set to control your emotions. It's really your anger. Because, as men, we're physically we're used to just dominating, if that makes sense, like with force. You know what I'm saying? We take by force or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever physical attributes, they're more so shifted towards the men. So it's like we will easily, at least I know from my own experience or growing up like with my dad or, like the discipline in the house comes from the man, stuff like that. So it's very important as a man to know when you want to use, certain emotions. That's if that makes sense. Like, what you think about that?
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. I feel like you're right about that. Cause like you always say, as a man you have emotions, but being able to control those emotions or to relay those emotions at the right time. Cause Definitely, I feel like you're right, but emotions are complicated because sometimes you don't know what you're feeling, especially with being so young, and and then think about it is it's not like this is, I don't know.
So let me ask you this: so can you think of a moment or a time, like it ain't got to be recent or just ever, like where you probably had made a wrong decision based off of your anger? You know what I'm saying? Or I ain't gonna say, just give me a time that you had recently, or in the past where you kind of let the situation get out of control.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I feel like there have like all the time. I could think of several situations like that because just as far as just being young, you definitely make decisions just straight off of emotion. You're not using your mind. You just saying this happens and I'm upset. Like definitely, like I know a lot of fights and a lot of disagreements that I had as a kid. I feel like definitely like if I would have took a different aspect or took a different route, they would have ended differently. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Like I think, like for example, I put myself out there. Like
you had anger problems.
No, I never had anger problems.
Bro, I went to school with you. You had anger
that's
problems.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody thought you had anger problems.
And that's a key thing. Like everybody thought I had anger problems, but I really did. I really started having. I'm way better now, but I started having anger issues because people was telling me I had anger issues because I would
that's
really
some anger issue shit, bro.
I really would start getting mad that motherfuckers would tell me I was always mad because I wasn't.
You basically just proved my case. That's you literally that's something that somebody with anger issues would say. The fact that y'all said I had anger issues and I didn't have anger issues
because I didn't. But nah, so just as far as controlling your emotions, like for example, I could make up a situation in high school. One of my exes, some shit went left. I never touched a girl or anything like that. We just had a disagreement verbally, and things escalated really, really quickly. And she caused herself like running up on me, like you know what I'm saying, like she was about to hit me.
You're not definitely.
So I think now at first I was gonna bring up an example where I chose the wrong thing, but this just made me think of something where I actually did the right thing because you tried to throw salt on my name like I had bad anger issues. But in high school, this girl ran up on me and I could have done anything. I could have known how physically superior I was to her, and nobody in that classroom could have really stopped me. Like I could do whatever I wanted to, but what did I do? I simply grabbed her, and then I just didn't let her hit me, and then I pushed her away from me, and then she ran up on me again, and I simply directed her away from me. Right now, in that situation, I chose the right thing, even though I still ended up like going to the office and things like that. Even though she ran up on me and she was the aggressor.
Oh yeah, of course.
The people in the school, principal and all that was like, I'm glad you didn't hit her. I'm glad you did what you did, because if you didn't, your life would have changed. You would have been. And they gave me a whole spiel about what could have happened.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say this. So when you're in a situation where your emotions are getting the best of you, and you know when your emotions starting to take over, anger, sadness, whatever it is. I would say you want to just take time to just step back, breathe, and just think about the outcome of the situation, and that will help get you through that tough time. Like, cause that's what I practice myself.
Nah, definitely. Like you said, definitely when dealing with women, that's 100% when you need to control your anger. You really don't need to get upset, cause you could basically make a bad situation even worse, cause it could change your whole life, like they told you, man. Yeah. Like even though that's not the type of person you are, you just had an emotion and you just let your anger get the best of you, and you just basically ruin everything. Everybody's about to look at you differently, because it's not just like the consequences. It's like how are people gonna see like your peers? Like they be like, damn, I ain't even know David was like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So definitely you don't want that on your name. You don't want that on your character. Like for me, usually 9 times out of 10 when women usually get out of hand, I usually just leave. Like I like. For me, I would have just left the whole classroom. Like Shida would have just had to be chasing me throughout the office, because like I usually just remove myself, because I'm like, man, I'm not about to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's great. Like I would suggest you leave, because and like if you're in any type of relationship where you feel like you and your partner are always going at it and it's heat and y'all lives are becoming endangered. Like, for example, y'all in a car and, you're dealing with a type of woman who might hit you while you driving on some shit. Like, you could easily crash this motherfucker. If you're in situations like that, I suggest you leave. Like, I mean, it's like just period. So, for even women as well, like, I would hate. I never understood why women decided to stay in like domesticated relationships.
Yeah, nah,
That makes no sense to me, bro. You can't have a brain if you want to stay with somebody who put their hands on you. I promise you, as a man, no man who loves you, no matter what you feel, no matter what you think you see, if he loves you, bro, he will actually cherish you, and he won't ever put his hands on you, even no matter what type of quote unquote anger issues he may have. So, like for the women that's listening, know your worth and know your value. If you're gonna be with a man, you should definitely not. It should be no tolerance for no putting his hands on you, because if he doing that, he don't care about you, like.
You know, 100%, bro. I agree with you, definitely. You got to know your worth. You got to know your value. You should not put your hands on a woman. I never see any time where it fits for you to hit a woman or for you to do anything in that nature.
It's just never. It's not that serious. It's never that serious for real. Like the only even like in this scenario, I still wouldn't hit a woman. I would just leave, like you said. But
yeah,
like
just remove myself.
The only just if your life is in danger, then leave. Just leave, because a lot of men will be like, oh well, bro, she XYZ. And my dad used to tell me this all the time as a kid, like. You gonna be for example, I had big sisters and stuff, and they like beat up on me and stuff like that. I was the youngest one, so but he always tell me like it's gonna be a time where you way bigger than them, way stronger than them. So don't even just brush it off. They can't hurt you. You a monster. They can't hurt you. So I'm telling you, my dad, he built me up, bro, but my mental. So like even in school, like I had a couple situations where this girl was talking about me type shit, and I was getting mad as hell. And I'm like. You know, she over here acting like she'll do this and do this. And I'm like, man, Dad, that's why I said, he like, son, why would you even get upset? Even if that girl could hit you 1,000 times, you think you gonna feel it? Come on. So, and I thought about it like that really do make real sense, though. Like, women, you know, I ain't trying to say, like, you know, men versus women in this point, but I'm just saying for the men out there and the women, like, you got to understand.
I mean, let's talk about it, bro. It makes it, like... I mean, the feminine movement, I mean, I definitely agree, you know, women rights and everything like that. But physically, a man versus a woman, there's no match. It's no match. That's like, because I think it was, if you put up the WNBA versus the NBA, like the sorriest dude, they'll talk about like this dude ride the bench. He not even on the bench. He in the back. Three people got to get hurt for him to sit on the bench.
Yeah, you.
But I'm saying, I think he could take on the best WNBA player.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna bring
physically. I'm just saying physically. Yes. I'm not mentally. I mean, it might be a different story. But physically, yes. Our body is just scientifically capable to do more.
Yeah, for
more physical labor and endure more pain.
And endure more pain. Yes,
and to do much. Okay, maybe the endure more pain might be different because you know women they have kids and stuff like that. But I don't know. But I feel like physically you're stronger. Faster, physically, you just built for it. You just built.
So yeah, that's the main point. Like, just be able to control your anger. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to control all emotions, but anger is the strongest emotion. You can act out of anger and just change the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You want to be very conscious of that.
But nah, I remember I used to act out of anger all the time, man. Because, you know, even we went to school together. I used to get into a lot of fights, man. Like, with the whole school, bro.
Wilding,
like, I ain't really care. Like, but the thing about it is, I don't know what it is.
I respect that, though. I have never seen this man back down from a fight. Never. So I was just
that was definitely one of the reasons because I feel like if you want to fight, I'm definitely because that's another thing though. There's a difference between fighting somebody out of anger or you know just when somebody is just
defending yourself.
Not what that too, but I'm saying like I feel like at the time like they were trying my character.
Like, they were trying your man. They were
trying my character. So I definitely feel like I'm not about to back down from you. I don't care who you are. So I mean. I feel like
some shit you just gotta stand on. As a man, that's one thing I know about you. Like you gonna stand on that. You damn sure ain't let nobody bitch you out.
Oh no, I'm not. So, bro,
them raises,
bro. I don't like. It could be 10, 30 people, bro. I don't 10, 30 dudes. I'm a
crazy, man. Crazy man.
But yeah, no, I know you was telling me something about a diet, man. I can't even pronounce it. You be coming up with all types of crazy stuff, man.
Well, I was talking about the OMAD diet.
The old man diet.
No, it's OMAD. So 1 meal a day.
So okay,
pronounce the OMAD diet.
Okay, so
like a nomad, just without the end. So say nomad.
Nomad.
Take off the end.
No, cause like I'm trying to break the word down, cause you know we used to break words down when I was a kid. So I'm trying to see OMAD. So I'm guessing that means one, Because it's 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
Because you know, like,
it's an acronym, fool.
No, I'm saying, like, you know how they break down words, like, define a meaning, like, poly means more than one, and then
yeah, but OMAD ain't a word. It's an acronym.
It's an acronym?
Yes.
Okay.
OMAD is, you're lucky I ain't, look, OMAD.
Oh,
1 meal
okay.
a day.
I mean, you know what?
Dude, but listen, yeah, so it's 1 meal a day. That's something I actually been experimenting with. I ain't gonna say I've been doing it because I haven't been successful, but I've been trying. And the only reason I want to just because I always try to go through different things, just to play with it and see how it would affect my body. So 1 meal a day, you basically just eat. This is for people who wanna like. Because right now I'm trying to get my body fat percentage down. Okay. So people who want to lose weight or cut, you're in a cutting phase. You want to, I would recommend trying 1 meal a day where you only drink water and fluids throughout the day and just eat once in the evening and then drink fluids for the rest of the night and then, do the same thing every day or even for a certain amount of time. And yeah, I mean, I do want to say, like, even though I use the term OMAD diet, I'm not really big on like, oh, I'm doing keto now and I'm doing OMAD and I'm doing, vegetarian or vegan. It's like, it's all just you have a diet, period. Whatever you eat is your diet.
So, okay, you saying that's for it to,
like you
to cut,
mm-hmm.
to lose weight or to like lose body fat. But I mean, sometimes, they said you could like kind of like overdo it. Because I know if you don't really eat and then you have like you could also lose muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So because I know sometimes that becomes a problem when you're not eating. Like you could actually risk losing muscle and fat.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of seem like you work so hard for these gains and you just
that's what comes with it. But I mean, well, not gonna say that's what comes with it, but
what comes with that diet? What comes with that diet? Because
right.
It's different diets for what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to just say, hey, I wanna I want to look shredded, just skinny. But, I mean, you're not going to be strong. You're going to look good without a shirt. But,
okay, so when I'm talking about building muscle or losing fat, like, I'm talking about building lean muscle. And when I'm talking about cutting, I'm talking about cutting fat. So, when you eating 1 meal a day, like, your caloric deficit, it's just about, your caloric deficit you're going to be in a caloric deficit unless you eat a crazy-ass meal, big-ass meal at one time. So, what comes with that is if you still doing your progressive overload when you're working out and you still working out consistently, when you lose, you're going to really start losing only fat first. And then once you start losing a certain amount of fat, then your muscle going to start getting burned away next. But it's going to be solely the fat first. Now, there's no such thing as spot reduction, so you can't burn fat in one area. So you're going to lose fat over your whole body, and so you're going to technically start to look smaller. But you're still going to have your muscle there because it's lean. So especially if you're doing the proper workouts, the muscle's still going to stay. The fat going to get burned away first, and then it's going to kind of like imagine like a frozen burger or something, or a frozen piece of meat, and you put it directly on the skillet. First, the ice going to melt away off the meat, and then you're going to start the meat. So just that's what it's just going to be like that.
Makes sense. You still keep us updated. We'll probably talk about that at the next podcast or something like that. Just let me know how it goes.
What's some because I know you be telling me you've been in the gym and stuff like that. I wanted to ask you because a lot of people either work out fasted, so they don't eat and then they work out, or they have a pre-workout meal and then they work out and things like that. So how do you go about your eating when you work out?
The way I go about my eating when I work out, definitely I don't eat because I don't notice with my body when I eat, it slows me down because you got the food in your stomach and you just feel a little bit more, and then like if you go too hard, you got to go stop, and then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
But I feel like I could, like when my stomach is empty, and I could definitely I feel lighter. I can go hard. I could do my pull-ups. I could do my push-ups. Definitely push the weights and stuff like that. I drank a good amount of water, and I just keep going, man. I feel like the best way I work out is without anything in my body, and then after the workout I go eat. And then I just wait for it to digest, and then because I work out once a day, but like I'm trying to get like twice a day, like probably early in the morning before I eat anything, and then probably like in the afternoon get like a light workout in or like a stretch or something like that.
Yeah, like 2 a day.
Yeah, just two things of exercise a day, man. I want to be able to I want to be in good shape for a while, man.
For sure. It's a lifestyle, bro. So I'm gonna hold you to it, man. You're gonna keep us updated on that. See how that's going. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's about that time, my brother.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I think we had another successful podcast in the books. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hit us up in the comment section. Get active. If you have any questions for me or for David or any suggestions, please feel free to contact us through the comments. We read all the comments. We look at all our DMs. Just any way you can contact us, we'll take the time out to,
Yeah, for sure. And y'all can also hit us up on our email, and yeah, just, be looking out for the next episode. We appreciate you all for listening. Hope you have a great, successful rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Hey, this is David. Just one more thing. If you like some of the things that you've heard and you want to give us a review, please comment below or shoot us that DM and let us know how we can improve the podcast or maybe some topics that you want to hear us talk about. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.